morning. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, or should I say aloha, aloha. I'm going to be in Hawaii, well, for the past couple weeks right now. I don't live here, but in the near future, it could really happen. I kind of like it. I like the warmer weather that I have where I live on the central coast of California. And I especially love the warm water. Where I live, even though I live on the coast, Pismo Beach, California, the water's not warm. And it's roughly in the 70s year round, which is nice, but it's not good for warm temperatures if you like to scuba dive or swim. Now, when I was younger, that'd be fine. Who cares? You don't get that cold. But as I mature is the word I'm going to use, I tend not to stay as warm as I used to. Anyways, talking a little bit about California or Hawaii once again, aloha. The Aloha Spirit. I'm wearing a traditional lei right here, which I got when I was doing a luau a couple of days ago in the Polynesian Cultural Center on the island of Oahu, up near the North Shore. And what's so unique about that is they represented 6 or 7 different islands in the cultural center, like Fiji and Samoa, and of course Hawaii and some of the other places. It gets you a feel for the island life. Get you a feel for what the spirit's all about. Now, going back to aloha, which you hear quite frequently each and every day out here, provided you're in a friendly environment, anyways, means a little bit good morning, means hello, means goodbye, and even it means love. In a lot of cases, aloha has a sense of love, and it's kind of an unwritten law here in Hawaii that you use the aloha spirit to share friendship and kindness toward one another. Now, that's a really good law. Too bad it's not real and the rest of the world holds on to it dearly or should hold on to it dearly. I got this great shirt right here, and I love it with the lei and the new fedora I have right now, a little bit the aloha spirit, but that's just for show. What does the aloha spirit really mean? And do we actually show acts of kindness to everyone around? Or are we just pompous like the rest of the world, like the rest of the US also? This morning I'm going for a walk in Waikiki Beach because that's where I am at the moment. Even though I travel back and forth quite a bit, it's kind of my home base at the moment. And I'm walking down the streets probably just before 7 a.m. in the morning, and I watched this young kid. I don't know if he's 16 or 25. Heck, he could be 35. They look a lot younger here in the islands than we do on the mainland. And he pulls up his Mercedes right in front of a fire hydrant, puts his blinkers on, and steps out. Now, I didn't see a bank nearby. Maybe there was an ATM machine. He's trying to get some money. Maybe he's picking up some donuts. I really don't know. The thing is, he just assumed he could park where he wanted to because he has blinkers on, or maybe because he drives a Mercedes. I don't know. Maybe he's young and the laws and rules don't apply to him. Now, there was a lot of other parking spots. It's early in the morning before businesses open, and I'm sure he could have stepped out for 4 or 5 minutes, done his business, and got back out. But what if there was a fire? What if there was an emergency? What if someone had a disability and had to pull over at the moment or was sick? This person, which I think is irresponsible, disrespectful, not using the aloha spirit, just kind of figured he could do what he wanted to do. Now, I had Hawaii plates on the Mercedes. I'm assuming he's Hawaiian or lives here, but I don't know that for a fact. He could be a tourist from the mainland or somewhere else where a lot of us don't practice or even understand the aloha spirit. Hey, to each his own, to each his own, to each his own, but that is disrespectful. And every time I see someone breaking a law, maybe driving in the rain without the headlights on, or not using your turn signal when you need to make a turn up ahead, that's disrespectful to everyone around. Yeah, sure, I've forgotten to use a turn signal, and sometimes I have my bright lights on when they should not have been, or maybe I parked in a red or loading zone to get in and out real fast. I think we've all done that. And many times, and sadly, when I was a kid, I've thrown candy wrappers out the window of the car and things like that. I've done some things I really regret and I'm sorry for now. It's funny how I mumble when I admit to doing something wrong. And as we get older and more mature, like I said, we tend to see some of the things that we did wrong in the past and try to correct in the future. If nothing else, correct our children to not make the same mistakes that we did and really learn to appreciate the environment around them. I can see the TV behind me is going on and off. I didn't shut it off on purpose. There's a Hawaii news on there. Everyone's so friendly and nice and talking about aloha and what's going on in the community and how they can make this a better place. And there's a lot of places around here each and every day. We have this in California, I'm sure most of the world, where they have different sites set up around the island, in this case, to give out food distribution. Because you'll notice, even though the weather's nice, you'll notice people, for the most part, are friendly. The beaches are a great place to go to. You do find a lot of homeless, not just in Waikiki. I've seen other parts of the island also, but sometimes they're sleeping on a park bench. Sometimes they're sleeping on the beach. Sometimes they're sleeping in a park up against a tree behind some buildings. And I see it. Even when I'm walking yesterday, I walked into the donut shop. I didn't buy a donut because a donut, a coffee, and a sandwich was $20. I don't want to spend $20 for a donut, coffee, and a croissant sandwich. So, yeah, I'm a little frugal in some areas, and others I'll spend my last dime. I think we're all like that a little bit. But walking by the bus stop on a main road, a bunch of people had their blankets and trash everywhere, and it's sad. Even if you're homeless and down in your luck, in most places, a street corner or a business nearby has a trash. And I noticed here a lot of people, I see them driving down the road and handing out food to homeless people on the street or those begging. I've noticed that quite a bit around here. That's friendly. Not necessarily had to go to a distribution center, but people are handing it out outside their vehicles. And that feels good. That's part of Aloha Spirit. But sometimes, I don't know, I haven't taken a poll. I don't know, I'm not going to point fingers. Sometimes you see them eat the rice or the spam or whatever it may be, and they'll leave that container in trash kind of right when they're done eating. On the street, up against the fence, thrown over someone's yard. That's sad. It's a sad reality. This is a great place to live, and quite frankly, everywhere in the United States is a great place to live. But politics aside, I cannot stand the politics in California, yet California is home. There's good, bad, ugly everywhere. We need to appreciate what we do have. And we can always look for the positive in something, the silver lining in every situation rather than the negativity. I think we'd all be a little bit happier, a little more not complacent, a little more respectful for one another. If you're hungry and I have some food, here's some food. If you're thirsty, here's a drink. If I got a couple extra dollars to help you out there. But sometimes we have to pay it forward, at least clean up after ourselves, if nothing else. So I know back in the day, I talk about sometimes I lived in a homeless shelter and I did for 6 months in 2008. And it humbles me how I got there, it humbles me to talk about it sometimes, but I'm in a comfortable place to talk. And since then, I've been able to serve at the homeless shelter. I've worked on my PhD. I started a business, got involved with veterans organizations, started my own businesses, all these different things. But I had to get beat up. I had to get slapped around a bit. I had to fall down and realize that I needed some work to do on myself. Have you ever felt the way that maybe you haven't worked enough on yourself and that's why things aren't quite clicking into place? You can ask any of my past relationships that I still have a lot of rough edges I need to work on. I don't know how I am who I am, and that's the worst thing I ever heard. Well, this is who I am. He has sent me for who I am. Bullshit. I don't need to accept laziness. I don't need to accept disrespectful people. I don't need to respect or accept it if you're just a knucklehead. I don't need to accept. I can move on. And regardless, well, you just have to. No, I don't. And every single person on the planet needs to work. Needs to work. Needs to do something to earn their keep. Yes, God created all of us. He loves us all, and our parents love us. But there comes a time where we have to step up and do for ourselves. There has to come a time when we stop relying on other people or government systems that we can survive. There has to come a time when we learn a new skill set if our past skill set is no longer valid. Now, we have a lot of people with disabilities, a lot of people with illnesses, a lot of people getting up there in age and other things going on. A lot of people, lots of people I know. But many of us can do something. Stuff envelopes, cut grass, babysit, make cookies, or whatever. We can all do something. I understand cutting grass, making cookies, babysitting is not necessarily going to help you put a roof over your head, but it will put food in your belly. And it can help with the utilities if you're staying with someone. There's always a little something we can do to make a difference, to make a living. Now, I don't recommend, but sometimes we do have to take on 2 or 3 different jobs and maybe even start a business till we get our finances under control. We all go through ups and downs in our life. Ups and downs. We're at homeless shelter, still living at home when you're 40, whatever it is. You lose your car, someone steals from you, relationship breakups, kids don't want to talk to us anymore. We all go through that ourselves or know someone that has. The Aloha Spirit is alive and well, but it's inside of us. Are we going to love our neighbor? 10 Commandments. Are we not going to covet our neighbor? Are we not going to steal, cheat, lie? All of those things. There is one God Almighty. One. I'm not making apologies. Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. There is no other way. I mean, to accept Him as our Savior, accept that He died on the cross for our sins. I don't need to apologize for that. I am who I am. No, that's just fact. That's just fact. That's what I believe. And never going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for crooked politicians we have in office right now. Represent the U.S.? Bullshit. They're not representing the American people. I don't apologize for saying that right now. No. I can't apologize even for my kids. They're adults now. When they were kids, I could. Yeah, my son, he just doesn't know, understand. Now, if they say something or do something or whatever wrong, they need to work it out themselves. Will I stick up for them? Will I stand by them? Of course. But I can't apologize for them or make their wrong in the right. They have to do that themselves. You have to make your wrongs right. I have to make my wrongs right. And understand we can't go to the past and change things. We can just work on ourselves today and tomorrow and the next day and pray that we have enough days left on this earth to make a difference. Because we don't know when our last day on earth is going to be. Anyways, if you never came to the Hawaiian Islands, check it out. Maui's different than the Big Island and different than Oahu and so many other ones. And it's funny, it's all like a different atmosphere, different society. A lot like Louisiana and New York and South Carolina and Ohio and California and New Jersey and Florida and Missouri and all over. They all have a different flair or their state, the show me state or volunteer state in Tennessee or a lobster state, well, vacation land in Maine and all these other things we have going on. And Hawaii is the Aloha state. When visiting Hawaii and when leaving Hawaii, try to keep that spirit inside. Hey, aloha. Like this is almost, hey, thanks, thanks. I see this a lot when you let someone get in front of you, that when you're driving or let them pass. I see a lot of this. Or a bicycle and you move to one side so they get through. This is a real, hey, thank you. Peace out. I appreciate it. Whatever the terminology is, that's what it means. You can say peace. This is just common in Hawaii. And just like the aloha, hey, hello, good morning, aloha, see you later. I love you. That's probably a different kind of aloha. You might want to start with an official lei when you're reaching out to that significant other, whatever it is, but make sure it comes from the heart. You don't have to say aloha 100 times a day. Make sure it comes from the heart. It means something. Because you and I know when something's meant and we're talking seriously and we actually mean what we say, we actually back up what we say we're going to do, and we become trustworthy, responsible, respectful citizens of the earth, then that just makes a whole difference in someone's world. Now, whether I move to Hawaii or I stay in California or go back to Ohio or live on the moon, who really knows what the future has to hold? I don't see the moon out there. But believe it or not, I have an associate's degree in space operations technology. That was like 30 years ago before we started our own Space Force. And that's kind of cool because I live near a Space Force base right now. Whatever it is, respect each other. And if someone's homeless and elderly and having trouble holding their plate, and after they eat, they kind of leave it behind, instead of cussing them out, we can maybe pick it up and put in the trash. And they don't necessarily have to see us. I'm helping you. I'm helping you. And I'm guilty of that too. A lot of us are. We want to be seen doing something good. Don't want to be seen doing something bad. We want to be seen doing something good. God sees all. God sees when we're good, when we're bad, when we're ugly to one another. And I think if we could just pick up after ourselves, it'd be huge. If we cannot, or we avoid parking in parking spaces we're not supposed to, that would be huge. If we use our blinkers, don't park in front of a fire hydrant, let people pass, turn on the headlights when it's dark outside, wear reflective vests if walking around at night, especially if you're wearing dark clothing, and serve and give when you can. Don't necessarily have to give till it hurts, but give the little extra we have to help others out. If you're worried about your own rainy day, well, what they say, you tithe first, then you pay yourself second, and pay your bills after that. Now understand, if your bills are so high, whatever you give yourself might be a little bit. But you have to pay everyone you borrowed from. So you pay, and eventually you'll be able to add a little more and more to your bank account. Hopefully every week, but at least every couple months. And maybe you too can be in Hawaii. California, Hawaii, what's $600-700? I understand that's the airfare, and hotels and food could be a lot more to that. I get it. Trust me, I get it. So join a vacation club like I have, or go with a buddy or a pal where you can split some of the expenses. Whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever you do, find that aloha spirit. Because it's a good place to be. Feels good. It's good. You can wear the lei, you can wear a fancy shirt, beautiful fedora. Thank you, Vanessa, for purchasing this hat for me. I have lots of hats. Every now and then she'll buy me another one. I have enough, but I kind of like this one. I'll be wearing it for a while. With that being said, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. What's up, Joseph Skoda? I'm not really such a bad guy. I may miss out on the aloha spirit from time to time, but I'm really a good person. With that being said, good people don't get you into heaven. Only Jesus Christ gets you into heaven. But still be good. Trust me, the world needs more people that are good, and you are reaching out for a better life when life is over. You know what I mean. Have yourself a great day. Make the day count. Make your life count. Be lovable, respectful. Even if you're grumpy sometimes, let people know that's not the real you. Aloha and mahalo, which means thank you for listening to my broadcast today. Subscribe to our channel, learn what we're all involved in, and give us some ideas of other things you may want us to talk about. Aloha, bye-bye now. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.